Sivaya Nama Tiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to our discussion on 9th Thirumurai. We are starting with the 9th Thirumurai, 1st Thirupadigam, 7th verse. The verse goes this way. Thanathan Nal Thozha Sangara Sula Pani Tanu Vesivane Kanaganal Thuni கற்பக கொழுந்தே கண்கள் மூன்றுடையதோர் கரும்பே அனகனே குமர விநாயக சனக அம்பல தமர சேகரனே நூன கழல் இணையன் நெஞ்சினுள்ளினிதா தொண்டனின் நுகருமானுகரே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Lovely verse again, once again coming up with the omnipotence and omnipresence of Lord Shiva. If we look at this particular verse, our author or the poet is expressing Lord Shiva in a very different approach. We all know Lord Shiva has a very good friend who is Nambi Arorar. We have been seeing this in our various other postings as well. One of Lord Shiva's close friend is Nambi Arorar. He also has another friend, which not many of us know, whose name is Kuberan. Sounds familiar, right? Yes, of course. He is the Lord of Wealth. So, Lord Shiva's best friend is Kuberan, who gave the status of Kuberan. Lord Shiva was the one who gave the status of Kuberan for him as well. We will talk about that in other postings. So if you look at it, in this particular verse, it starts like this. Lord Shiva, you are the friend of Kuberan. And he is also known as Sangaran. In pure Tamil, it means Tharukaran, which means whatever we want, especially relating to happiness. And whenever we say we need something which is in a blissful state, that is going to be bestowed on us. And who gives that? Only Lord Shiva. So he is the one who's called as Tharukaran and Sulavani. He's the one who has a beautiful weapon called as Sulam, which is also called as Trishul. And the Trishul or the trident is in the hands of Lord Shiva. And he is the one who is going to be permanently there. That is what we call it as Tanuve. And he is none other than Sivane. Not only that, he is a solid pillar made out of gold. So we can imagine what level of purity and at the same time what level of shining glitteriness we are going to see here or witness here. That is what Lord Shiva is all about. And he is the one who is going to give us, or whenever we ask something, whenever we have a particular request, the one who is going to give us and make sure that we are receiving the blessing is Lord Shiva as well. And he is the one who is the father of Lord Muruga and Lord Ganesha. He is the one who is also the king of kings, or rather we call him as Deva Deva, which means he is the Deva or king of all the Devas as well. And this kind of Lord Shiva, this is what Lord Shiva is all about. We have been talking about his praises and characteristics. All we need is his both lotus feet has to stay in our heart forever. Now the question will come in here is, why should both the lotus feet or both the legs be there? Simple reason, we all know when you look at a cosmic dancer, there is one leg which is on the, basically it's like a flying kind of, which is, we call it as the Thukiya Tiruvadi Kunchita Padam, which is lifted. If you look at this particular feet, that is the one which is going to give us grace. So the lifted foot that we are able to witness in the cosmic dancer position, that is the one which is going to bestow us with all the goodness or the grace. So what is the feet that is, or the foot that is stationed in the floor going to do? We all know it holds on to a demon called as Because if you look at Lord Shiva in the form of a cosmic dance, you can see that one foot is holding on to something like a baby, but that is not a baby, that's a demon, and the demon's name is called as Muyalagan. This Muyalagan is nothing but a representation or an analogy of our ignorance or the Arnavam. So Lord Shiva has to first close our Arnavam, or rather, he has to hold the Arnavam without that getting on to not proceeding on us. And at the same time, he needs to give us the grace which his leg, the foot which is flowing through the air, is going to give us. So that both the legs, both the lotus feet has to be there in my heart. That is the wish that all of us must be having in front of Lord Shiva. That should be our prayers as well. And this can happen only when Lord Shiva's grace is on me. And at the same time, I need to also realize that his both lotus feet are there on me. How do I know that? Only when he makes it, make sure that I realize it. Because a soul cannot realize something on its own, and it has to be done only through Lord Shiva. That is what this particular padigam is, or this particular verse is all about. I'll come back again with the next verse very soon. Until then, Sivaya Nama Tirchitrambalam.